Hi there, everyone. I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are blessed. I hope you guys are having a profitable or rather a productive year. It's 6 months now, and you are left with 6 months to close off 2023, right? You are still having a lot of chances, guys. Let us show up each and every day. Let us push, guys. Let us push, guys. Let us push. Firstly, guys, I want to thank you for helping me reach 1,000 active subscribers, guys. Thank you very much, guys, for this. This is very, very big to me, and this is all this is all a dream to me. And I do hope that you guys are still going to even further push this channel to 2K subscribers. Let us help, guys, and engage a lot of people. And if you're new to this channel, guys, please don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe. And most importantly, guys, do click that notification bell so that you'll receive a notification each and every time I drop or I release a new video, right? I'm sure that you guys saw the bad news. Yes, unfortunately, the company has decided to close. So yeah, the FX Coach students, there will be no more MTHOBISI the GOAT. But however, work never stops, guys. Work never stops. Let us continue and show up each and every day. Let us continue and kill the market. Let us continue and master our own craft so that tomorrow we can have a better tomorrow, right? So yeah, guys. This week, guys, I want us to focus on the DXY, and I think the last pair that we look into is gold. So I want us to discuss those two pairs, which is the DXY and the dollar. So yeah, guys, again, I got a lot of people contacting me with regards to strategy, the way they call it. Me, I don't call it a strategy, but I call it the way I go about breaking down the market, right? Of course, if you guys want to learn more about how do I go about breaking down the market, right? If you want to know more about how do I go about making all of these lines, how do I basically analyze, right? I'm sure that you guys saw on Instagram that I have a running mentorship, right? I'm sure you're gonna see, guys, there on the picture over there. So that is the client mentorship that I have, right, guys? So on my mentorship, it is divided into 4 parts. The first package, I think it goes for 2 weeks, in which it includes the market structure, right? How I go about approaching the market structure. That package, it goes for $25, of which I think it's 350 rands. That one goes for 2 weeks, and we have the second package, of which it's $70, and so forth and so forth. If you guys want to learn more about how I go about approaching the market, right? So without any further waste of time, guys, let's get down to the market. Remember that at the beginning of my YouTube channel, guys, I said that I expect the stocks to crash this year. I hope you guys still remember that, right? So even right now, I'm still anticipating for the market to do what? To crash, right? But however, right now, the structure that we're having on the DXY will, of course, tell us what are we expecting on the DXY, right? So right now, I've already analyzed the DXY for you guys, but I'm just going to quickly explain everything, starting from, of course, the daily chart, of which is the bigger structure, and from there we can tell what is the next direction on the DXY. So now this is our daily structure, and on our daily structure we can see that DXY has created a very, very strong double bottom on a quite sensitive day that we have spoken about, I think, on the previous videos. We talked about this sensitive zone of which the market was correcting for quite some time up until the market finally gained some momentum to do what? To break this long correction that we had around the market, right? So right now we can say that the market is basically testing the structure that we've broken, of which is a consolidating market structure. And right now the market might be heading for those pushes towards the upper side, right? But again, this is still a outer picture of the DXY. Let us dive in deeper and see what the current market price is telling us, right? So now that was my weekly chart, and now I'm going to dive in deeper into my daily chart and see what the daily chart is telling me, right? Again, I won't focus on this big structure that's there on the previous data, right? Because you guys do know me that I love to mostly deal with the current market price than the long previous data, right? So now let's go into the current market price and see what the current market price is having for us, right? So now if I dive in deeper into a 4-hour time frame, you guys are going to possibly see that we had this beautiful trending market on the DXY, right? So the dollar was gaining strength around about there, up until the market gave us that high over there, right? So again, following our basic rules, that is our highest high over there, and after that we do what? We trace back the low that gave rise to the highest high over there, of which this is the low that did what? That gave us that highest high over there, right? And now we're simply waiting for the market to break the structure, and it has already broken the structure, and we are now looking for possible selling opportunities on the DXY, right? Again, we're going to see with these selling opportunities on the DXY if they are going to play out, maybe up until the completion of the setup around about there, because around about the completion of that setup over there, we are at a very, very strong down top area. So prices might be rejected around about there, and maybe the market will push towards the upper side, right? Again, this is kind of confirmed by what I think we got last week. I think the US chose to do to raise the US debt, right? I think we saw that the USD nearly went on default, and it will be the first time in history the US going into the default mode, right? And right now, the government has chosen to do to further raise the US debt ceiling, right? I think for 2 years. I don't know I don't know whether it's 2 or 2.5 years, but 2 years. So we might expect some possible bullish movements in the DXY, but however, again, our decider will be on the 14th of June, of which we are having the FOMC federal funds rate. So we're going to see if President Jerome Powell will still further raise the interest rates. If he's still further raising the interest rate, it means what? It means that the DXY is still going to be in a bearish market, because whenever they are raising the interest rates, even though it's kind of good for the economy, but it will bring the dollar down, because with them raising the interest rates, they are basically trying to do what? To lower down the inflation, right? So we're going to see possible bear movements on the DXY, right? So again, without any further waste of time, guys, let me go into the second pair, of which is the XAUUSD, which is gold. Again, I've analyzed gold. Again, I'm going to start on a bigger time frame, which is a weekly chart. And on a weekly chart, you guys are going to see that gold was on the 30th all-time high, right? Gold has hit this triple top over there, right? So again, looking at gold at the outer picture, we can tell that we are expecting quite long-term surge on our gold, right? But however, let's dive in deeper and see how we can trade this triple top or a triple bottom. Or let me just guys show you the ways of trading these patterns, right? Let's say the market impulses towards the upper side, right? And maybe correct, and maybe comes back with a correction, of which it will be in a bullish market, right? Again, let's say the market breaks this low, which is this one. Why that one? Because that one gave rise to the high level. So this is basically how we enter in a double top or a triple top, depending on whether you're having a triple top or a double bottom. But else people think that this is the way of trading a double top or a double bottom. Let's say that the market gives that high, and we're expecting another high over there. This is not the correct way of trading a double top and say that you're going to enter those sells aggressive. Yes, it might be your lucky day on that day, but however, we must apply the very same structural rules that we apply on each and every time frame that we do, right? Again, I'm still gonna give you guys the proper lesson of how I approach the market structure, but these are the ways that I approach the market structure, right? I wait for the market to either break the low that gave rise to my highest high in case of a bullish market that confirms what a bearish setup for me. So again, without wasting any time, let us go into our goal. So again, on our goal, that is what I was explaining before, right? The market gave us the triple top over there. I'm sure maybe some people, they are already on those cells of which they entered them around about there, of which, yeah, those cells, they are very beautiful. But however, for me, gold hasn't yet confirmed those selling opportunities, or rather strong selling opportunities towards the downside. Why? It's because gold hasn't yet broken this correction. Gold hasn't broken out of its strength yet. This very strong bullish market, right? Again, going back to the basics of the Forex. Let's say we want to trade continuations. Trading on continuations is basically entering sells or buys, or let me say, in case of a bullish market, trading on continuations is basically entering at the previous high that was broken, right? Meaning that we're basically turning this high into a what now? Into a support. We're basically trading continuations, and now we've broken this high, and we're now coming back to do what? To test that high, right? This is basically a what? This is basically a bullish market structure, right? And this is how we trade continuations. We enter continuations by waiting for the market to break the previous high, and we enter our buys upon the testing of the previous high that was broken, right? So let us go back into our gold and see what we have in the gold. Let me remove this. And let us go now into gold. Right? So now this is what we have on gold. On gold, we had an impulsive move towards the upper side, and we had a correction towards the downside. We had an impulsive move towards the upper side, and we had a correction towards the downside. Look at where the correction is. The correction, it is basically at the previous high that was recently broken, which is this one. I hope you guys can see. Let me so that you guys can quickly see the high that I'm referring to. I'm referring to this high over there, right? So I hope you guys can see this high that was broken, and gold is basically at that area. It is basically at that support, meaning that you might be looking for pushes towards the upper side of gold, or gold may do what? Or gold may lead towards the downside and give us those pushes towards the downside. But again, what is going to tell us is us diving in deep into much smaller time frames and see what the market is having for us. Without wasting further time, let me further break it down into a 2-hour time frame. Already, guys, I have analyzed this. I'm going to explain how I came about this, right? So again, I hope you guys can see that on gold we had this beautiful bullish market, which is trends inside the trends. We're inside this trend, and inside this trend we established another trend, which is this trend that I will open right now, which is this one. Let me take it back into H4, right? So again, this is our H4 time frame, and again on this H4 time frame we can see that we were inside this beautiful bearish market, whereby the market was making a series of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, right? Up until we go into the last lowest low, of which is this one, right? And now what we do, we trace back the high that gave us this low, and it is this high that gave us this low. And from here we can see that the market did what? The market broke quite impulsively, breaking the overall structure, and right now we might be coming back for a test, preparing for what? Preparing for those long opportunities on what? On gold. I hope you guys are still with me. Let me repeat again what I've just said. On gold, we were inside this beautiful bearish market, whereby the market was making a series of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. These are the things that you guys need to practice each and every day. Even if it makes you feel like you're so dumb, right? Seeing these lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. But the minute you master them, trust me, that's the day you will be set free, right? So again, that was our lowest low and tracing back our lower high. We can see that the market did what? The market broke the structure quite impulsively, right? And again, we can see that gold, we might expect some buys around about here, because we can see that the market, by it breaking quite impulsively over here, it left a lot of imbalance over here, which wasn't filled, right? I hope you guys can see this imbalance that I'm referring to here, of which I do believe that with this correction or this impulsive move that we head towards the downside, we might be balancing this imbalance, and from here I do hope that we might expect some further pushes towards the upper side on gold. And I think it is aligning with what we're having on the DXY. On the DXY, we are looking for, I'm looking for these beautiful selling opportunities. Hence why on gold, I will be looking for these beautiful continuations of buys towards the upper side. Again, on gold, these buys are even confirmed by what we are seeing on a bigger time frame, which is 1 weekly chart. We can see that gold is basically testing the previous high that was broken, of which was this one. So we might expect some pushes towards the upper side on gold, or gold may shoot towards the downside, breaking the overall structure, and from there we're going to see what the market is going to give us. I think we're doing the same thing. Yeah, I'm sure even in USD we are expecting kind of same thing. So the market push towards the downside around about there, I'll be looking for further pushes towards the upper side, and of course I'll enter those buys. Those buys will be having a very tight stop loss, which is around about there, right? And it's how I will hold this buy up until that far. And I think another pair that I'll be looking at, I think it's AUDNZD. So basically, guys, on AUDNZD, this is what I'm having on AUDNZD, right? So on AUDNZD, this is a daily chart, and on a daily chart, I established this beautiful bearish market towards the downside, of which the market is making a series of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, right? Again, going back into our rules say that we do what? We mark our lowest low, right? And immediately after marking our lowest low, we do what? We press back the high that gave us that low, of which it's this one, right? So let us mark that high. Then we mark this high, of which is this one, right? And from here we can see that the market tried to push towards the towards the upper side, breaking the overall structure, and we can see that with the market breaking the overall structure over there, it left some bit of imbalance over there, of which that imbalance must be filled before we can further push towards the upper side, right? So let me mark my demand zone that I'm referring to. Let me mark my demand zone. So this is my demand zone, and from here I can see that this is where we were supposed to enter our buy, exactly where the market was supposed to fill the gap that we had, right? This is where we were supposed to enter our buys, right? But again, let us look for opportunities, right? Of course, let us drop it down into let me take it back into an H4 time frame. I want to show you something. Taking back into an H4 time frame, let me remove this, and going back into the supply, this demand zone that I had over there, right? Seeing how impulsively the market broke this structure, it gave me some bit of hint that the market might come back to do what? To balance this imbalance that we have around the birthday, right? So that is giving me like an extra chance to do what? To have myself in this trade, because this first chance over here, it left me, right? So this is where I was supposed to enter my trades, right? And this one, it left me. But again, dropping it down to a 2-hour time frame, you guys are going to possibly see how impulsively or how strongly the market broke again the structure, right? I think this was due to the NZD interest rates. Yes, I think it was due to the NZD interest rate. So we are still having again something that we call imbalance, right? So the market still needs to come back and balance this gap that we're having around about there. Hence why I'm still having these opportunities for now here around about there. But again, guys, diving in deeper into this trade will be, of course, me validating my rules, because me, I don't follow, I don't chase the market, but however, I follow the market, right? So what do I mean by that? By that, I simply mean that I wait for the market to come to me, right? I simply wait for the setup to come to me, right? So again, firstly, I want to show you where our first entry was supposed to be, right? Our first entry was supposed to be here, right? So with this trade, or rather with this strategy, or rather with this way of understanding the market, we simply wait for the setup to basically come to us, right? So on this side, look at when the market broke the structure. The market broke the structure on the 21st of December 2022, right? And it tested again the structure when? On the 23rd of May, right? So look at how long we could have waited for this trade to come to us, right? So again, that is the tip that I want to give you guys with regards to the setup that I am currently waiting for on AUDNZD. Again, on AUDNZD, I'm still a long-term buyer, but however, I will of course confidently wait for the market to come and test again this zone, and I will enter my buys towards the upper side. Hence why I don't want to dive in deeper into smaller time frames, but however, I will be waiting for this trade to come to me. So how will this trade again come to me? This trade will come to me by the market doing what? By the market balancing this pair that we are having around about there. So these are my trades that I'll be looking for this week. I will be looking at the DXY, and I'll be also looking at gold. And lastly, I'll be looking at, of course, the AUDNZD. And guys, thank you very much, guys, for making up to this far in this video. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button and drop in your comments down below in the comment section. Tell me how you found this video, and if you are having any further questions with regards to everything that we've discussed now, be sure to hit me on WhatsApp on the number that's down in the description below, and be sure to join again my free Telegram group, in which it is a group where the ideas that we are having at a particular time and moment. So be sure, guys, to join my free Telegram group. That's where I'll be sharing most of my signals and my trade ideas. And I hope you guys picked up a thing or two in this YouTube video. And I thank you very much, guys. I am signing out. I'll catch you guys on the next YouTube video. Thank you.